So I'm actually not 100% caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen yet. I think I'm on episode 7. There's like 9 episodes out or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did catch up on Talentless Nana. Very interesting show. Would like to talk about that one. And I checked out one episode of Noblesse. I know that you said that one was kind of on your radar too. I was kind of like so-so
I
about
said
it.
I wanted to talk about it.
Oh, you want to talk about it? Well, I mean, like, I just saw the first episode. I was kind of like, so-so about it. I don't know if it picks up later, but we can talk. What else? Yeah, pretty much. I pretty much spent all my time going through Talentless Nana and catching up on Kaisen. So I do want to talk about those two shows. I think Nana in particular is really interesting. So, did you have anything though from last time that you want to talk about?
Wait, let me just
For sure.
post this here.
For sure. Man, I think I gotta, yeah, as soon as I'm done here, man, I'm gonna order this USB splitter so I can fix my camera. Because it makes me look like super pale. That's my other camera's better. Yeah, what's up?
So, let's close the whole deal with Noblesse. Okay, so Noblesse is the third manhwa adaptation that we got from like the webtoons that come from Korea.
Yeah.
First one was Tower of God. That was like the paving stone.
That was Tower of God. Tower of God was this year.
Yeah, it was the first one to come out this year. Then they set it up so you get one every season.
It feels like forever though.
Yeah, I know, right? This year feels like forever ago. Let me be on this. So after that, they released God of High School.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know why 2 shows in a row that we've gotten the name, but I don't know. It's fine. So both of them were really great. I mean, they had their flaws, but they were very fun to watch.
Oh, for sure.
And then came Noblesse. I'm gonna save you the trouble. Noblesse, in my opinion, is kind of a flop.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Like,
just from the first episode.
It's very much all over the place, and it's kind of like the original problem I had with some manhwas is that since it's like it's a lot more free form, and it's a lot less tight a lot of the time, so you could get like amazing creative stuff, and obviously like the art is mostly like very unique. But then if it's not very tight, then it could get lost very fast. 4 or 5 episodes into Noblesse, it's very hard to know what even is going on. There's like a lot of things they're trying to establish which are very difficult to follow. While they're also having their like a lot of like characters who are trying to stand out, but none of them get enough time to do it. Which if you look at either God of High School or Tower of God, the two other shows also do the same thing. They establish like very like big worlds, a lot of characters in very short time. It feels like all of them try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just that the moment that it's not as tight, then it just becomes like a whole mess. Because Noblesse, I mean, as an idea, seems kind of interesting to me. I mean, like you have like all the superpower stuff. You have like these organizations that are fighting, a lot of infighting, a lot of like secrets that's going on. So like as an idea, is like we know this, we kind of like this, but it seems like it's so all over the place that you just it's so hard to follow. I swear. So that's my initial and probably final take on it.
No, I kind of agree with you there, because in the first episode, that opening scene where they are like fighting, that kind of like drew my attention. I thought it was gonna be kind of cool, especially because they show off some of the powers that like the security guard dude has, the white-haired one that everybody was like fangirling over. I was like, all right, so you know, it's just some X-Men stuff going on here. It could be interesting, but then like a lot of the characters just are boring, right? There's that one, the one that everybody calls Master, with the red eyes. Like he doesn't talk at all, and then it's just like kind of awkward. Like you have other characters that are looking at him and trying to talk to him, and the dude's just silent and he's not, saying anything. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like I think they're trying to pass it off as a quirk.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't really work because like the characters don't get enough time for us to feel like that interaction makes sense.
For real, yeah, I agree. So
that's Noblesse. I feel like we can put it aside.
Yeah.
You've been on Countless Nana.
Yes.
This show right here.
Oh, it's good. Well, let me switch over to it on my Aeolus real quick. But yeah, it's definitely good. The only problem is that a lot of people who want to watch their anime, Crunchyroll is like really accessible, and I had to pick up a Funimation subscription again just to make it easy for me to like find all the episodes where I need them to be.
I see.
Yeah, so I don't know, that's not really like a downside to me specifically, but
no, but like as a technical aspect, like most people use Crunchyroll, right?
Yeah, a lot of people use their Crunchyroll has millions of subscribers now, right? And so Funimation, like they get some of these licenses, and like for I think it was last season or the season before, it might have been 2 seasons ago now, where Funimation had the second season of what's it called, Kaguya-sama. They had the second season.
Wait, only the second season?
They might have had the first season too, but I know Crunchyroll for sure had the first season when it was airing. But anyway, and I had Funimation, like a Funimation subscription at that time, but then I canceled it because I was like, there's nothing on Funimation that I want to watch. Like I don't care,
Yeah, that's fair.
And then but when I heard you talking about this show, and I've heard other people talking about this show, and I was like, okay, like I want to check it out. And obviously I could go to any bootleg site I wanted to.
Yeah.
But it's just simpler for me to have like catalog of anime. So I was like, all right, I'll just do this. But as far as the show is concerned, though, like I sum it up as Among Us the anime.
Okay, I gave the same take on episode 2.
Yeah.
Like Among Us just came out like around that time. And I was like, wow, this is just straight up
Among Us, right? Yeah.
From like killer perspective.
For sure. That's what I thought. And I think what's cool about the first episode is that you don't even know who the main character is.
Yeah, it's like you go into the show.
Yeah.
And there's like the most classic protagonist situation there.
Yep.
With like this dude where you don't know what his powers are, and like nobody really gets it, and then suddenly he becomes the leader. He's like he was the underdog.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about him, and suddenly he's amazing.
Yeah.
And here comes the spoiler warning, where we're gonna slap it right here because we want to talk about this. And she just offs him.
Yeah. I don't know if that counts as a spoiler because it's at the end of the first episode.
Oh yeah.
Like in my opinion, anything that happens in like the first 1 or 2 episodes is like okay to talk about.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like generally I try to avoid spoilers, but I feel like it's like the responsibility is on the listener.
It's there, yeah.
Like if you put yourself in a Twitch stream, let's say that's an anime podcast.
Yeah.
Just like expect the spoilers. Don't expect leaving it unspoiled.
Right. I mean, like we'll try our best, right? If we know especially if it's not in the first few episodes, like, and we know something big.
I'll drop the warnings.
We'll drop the warnings and be like, mute for. I could even like for next time. This is a good point. That I'll create like a little like overlay thing that I can toggle on and off, like spoiler time or whatever. So that way, yeah. I didn't have it prepared. I don't have it prepared this time, but next time we'll do that.
It's okay. We got 2 weeks till next time.
So I mean, like I mean, we can still talk about it like really like spoiler free,
I think just like the idea and like the interaction that happens in this show are very like fun to watch, or they're like fun to follow.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the characters, you're fully caught up, right?
I am as of today.
So a lot of the characters have a lot to their like inner world a lot more than they seem to have, at least
Yeah.
initially, which is like very fun to discover.
Yeah.
Um,
So that was actually
also,
surprising to me. So sorry, do you have a thought? I'll let you go.
no.
No,
Go for it.
I was gonna say, because like in episode 1, you know how you said that it has that like really traditional setup for the main
Mm-hmm.
character, and so there's so many people in a classroom setting, like you don't know who's gonna actually matter, but then a couple episodes in, everybody matters, right?
Yeah.
Because they shoot the whole like story from the point of view of the imposter, and then it like is going over how, you know, they're trying to you know, attack everybody, and so
Mm-hmm.
so everybody's individual story matters, right?
Yeah, it becomes like an Among Us episodical show,
Yeah, oh for sure.
actually.
Yeah,
Which
that's a good way to describe it.
which is so fun.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drop it again right here.
Mm-hmm.
This show is very fun. I
Really,
mean,
really, really
a
cool.
lot of people don't really like some of the more episodical type
Yeah.
kind of show where it's like a episode of the week kind of
Mm-hmm.
encounter. But I feel like this show does it a lot of justice because you want to see everybody's like individual power and like
Yeah.
how talentless Nana,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't know the name for the show before I started watching it.
Oh.
I just know I saw
Mm-hmm.
Muno no Nana.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what I thought Muno is empty or something, and I wasn't sure.
Uh-huh.
Um, so like the way that she tries to get over her like try to get over the gap basically of somebody with superpowers.
Yeah.
And
Well,
she's trying to defeat them.
I have a comment on that though, actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
if
for it.
that was the end of your thought there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it's because talentless Nana, right? But the thing is that she kind of has a superpower when you think about it, because her superpower is her ability to observe things around her.
Okay.
Because she draws these conclusions, these logical conclusions from things that most people would not catch. You know, like for instance,
I feel I would give you that if not for Kyoya, right?
yes, right.
Because she does have a counterpart in this show who's just as smart as her,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably gonna be her last hurdle or like biggest hurdle. I
Yeah,
don't know if last specifically.
yeah,
Uh,
the biggest one for sure.
but yeah, I felt like the reason the name Talentless suits her is not okay. She's by no means a weak character.
Right.
Like she's very capable. I feel like the word talentless just refers to her birthright. She seems to like we don't really know where she came from or why is she doing this.
Yeah, that's true.
But she's caught up in a very strange situation here. Like as a pretty young child, she becomes like a super government assassin for superpowered kids. So I feel like talentless is supposedly like not referring to her like lack of superpower, more referring to her hard work to achieve like her skills. Actually, that's how I read it. Like after a couple episodes,
Yeah.
feels like all of her like actions stem from like a lot of work, a lot of careful planning.
Well, she doesn't have magic, right?
Yeah, she does not have magic.
She doesn't have any magic, but she is still amazing in her own way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Being able to just like outsmart people is like that's one of the cool things to watch, you know, as from the view of the imposter. And it, you know what this show reminds me a lot about? It reminds me a lot about Death Note.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
You were thinking about, yeah. Because yeah, it's that same, especially with Koya being L and Nana being Light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's similar, but you know what makes this different from Death Note is that they're stuck together, right? Like from the very beginning of the show, the island is their boundary. Like they cannot run away from each other, right? Whereas in Death Note, the two, like, you know, Light
they
and
don't even
L,
meet till like episode 6 or 7, and even then it's a battle of like confirming
exactly,
like in the same sense. But here, like one is like I need to kill the other dude,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how.
Yeah.
And the other dude is like actually struggling with like, oh wait, I guess no, it's actually completely that. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You nailed it. I was going through the realization
Mm-hmm.
as I was speaking. Um,
Yeah, so I think that's what makes it different from Death Note, and also very cool. And it has that same tension that you'd have like watching people play Among Us like on stream or something as imposter, because you want to know
yep.
like, are they able to do it? Can they, kill the whole crew?
Is someone gonna find them out like
Yeah.
during this? Like, how's she gonna get away with
Mm-hmm.
what she's doing right now?
And
Yeah.
also when people get found out, it's all one of the entertainment factors of Among Us is how are they going to try and lie their way through it?
Yeah, or like how do people react to the fact that someone died even?
Yeah.
Like who they think it is, like where the finger blaming goes.
Okay, so that's actually one of the things that I think is a small minus on the show, because throughout
Most characters are
yeah.
kind of like apathetic, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like they're all supposed to be learning something. I guess they're in high school. I don't know. Like they don't really talk about it
Yeah,
because
it's
it
like
doesn't
it's
really
super
matter.
weird.
It doesn't really matter, right? But
Yeah.
what should matter is all these disappearances. Like people are just like vanishing and nobody like gives a shit. It's weird, you know. So I think that that's the only thing that bugs me a little bit. But other than that, because they're so focused from Nana's perspective and Kyoya's like counter to her, then it kind of just works. Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. It's solid either way. Like I think that even,
I would recommend this.
I would recommend this. And then so I just watched the latest episode a couple hours ago, which was episode 9. And oh man,
Yes.
at the end of episode 9, dude, what a doozy. Like
That was
I won't I think
quite
that
a stumble.
yeah, I think we shouldn't like reveal that here.
No, it's the latest episode. I think it's fine to give people
we'll give them a chance,
small
right?
break.
But oh man, that was like crazy ending. I didn't think that. And you know what's funny is that it came at the exact right time, because watching that episode, I was like, how is this gonna get any more intense?
Yeah. How are they gonna one up themselves?
How are they
here?
gonna dial it up? Another notch, and boom.
And that's always
a
question. Like, can they dial it up?
Exactly.
And, like in these situations, they can go two ways. Like, they can go like the route of like exploring something completely different, and they can actually one up themselves, which is what we always want to see them do.
Yeah. So I think that they did an amazing job there, and
Agreed.
now I just want to watch the next episode. It's like, when's it gonna? I don't even know when this episode air. When's the next one air? Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
It says tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm super hyped
like
for
I guess.
that.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, 26 hours from now to be precise. But yeah, man, it's like I'm excited.
Very excited.
Yeah.
One point I kind of like thought about, thanks to your analogy to Death Note.
Yeah.
Is that the thing that when you said the thing that's different about it from Death Note, the thing that came to my mind was actually that the main character here is not as sold on the ideology she's supposed to pass. Like she's actually going through a struggle here.
Okay.
Because when we pick up Light originally, like
yeah,
he's like already on the bad people. They're gone.
Dead. They're done.
Not in my world.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to, like, in Death Note, they represent two ends of a spectrum, and kind of.
Yeah.
At least Light is. And here we have like people who don't know what, like people who don't represent anything, just like kind of trying to survive and figure out what's going on, and someone who supposed to represent like superpowers people bad, but is struggling to actually understand like the situation. Which I thought was very interesting about this show.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but remember that there are also scenes where Nana is like in a room with faceless people, and it's like the government officials or whatever, and they're giving her the orders. Every single time there's a scene like that, I feel like she kind of doubles down on her conviction
Yeah.
to go and do her mission, right? Her duty.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, and she'll also like have this internal dialogue going as well, where she'll be. There was one particular episode, I can't remember which one, where after she killed the person, she was like, whether or not they were good or bad doesn't matter to me. Like, I have this job to do.
And that's what I think is like kind of weird for Light. This was a mission, like a moral mission.
Yeah.
It was something he believed in. And here it's like, it feels like a job. It feels like I have to do this because
Someone
these people
else
need me to do this,
told
or
me
like
to do it.
they told me this will be good for humanity.
Yeah.
Like she's more a messenger here.
Yeah, I think so. And you know something? I'm just a little worried that like they'll do something at the end where she has like a change of heart and she's like, oh, maybe they weren't so bad after all. You know,
Really?
and I shouldn't kill them. I don't know. I'm just a little.
That would be too late for this one, probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm just a tiny little bit worried about that. But you know, I think that they've been doing a great job so far, like just keeping up the tension and everything. So we'll see.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're trying to wrap this show up. I'm here for the ride.
I'm here for it.
And I'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Move on to the next one.
We'll move on. Yeah. I know I only talked a little bit about Jujutsu Kaisen last time, but now I've watched.
Maybe now that you caught up.
Yeah,
bit more.
I've watched like 5 more episodes. I think I'm on episode 7 now. And I'm liking it a lot. It's great. It reminds me of Demon Slayer, which was the big show from last year.
Okay. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
It has some of those vibes. Definitely not exactly the same, but it has similarities to it. One of the things that was cool was like just seeing how powerful Gojo is. Right? That's the dude's name, right? Gojo.
That was very fun. Yeah, Gojo.
Yeah. He's insane. You know, and he's so crazy powerful that it's fun to watch it. It's like when I watched One Punch Man season 1.
Yeah, he's just a god.
He's just a god, you know,
in this world.
Yeah, he's just a god, and it's fun to watch him being so strong, especially because he has Yuji, which is his student, right, to like show him the ropes, right? And there was this one episode, I think it might have been episode 6 or episode 7, where he is in the middle of fighting. Yeah, he takes him to show him. He's like, hey, like come look at this guy that's weak, right? You know, who's like supposedly 8 or 9 fingers strong, which is, I think, is a funny metric for, you know, measuring someone's strength.
Power levels is
fingers, right? But and then that entire scene where they're in the like volcano thing, and then afterwards when Gojo like finally like takes off the blindfold and it's like, you know, a Naruto moment. You know, when like Kakashi Kakashi vibes. Yeah, exactly. That's totally inspired by Kakashi, probably, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, and then he just like takes off the blindfold and it's like boom. Yeah, that was so hype. I love that.
So here's what I loved about this. Like what usually happens in shonens, is that you get like something is hyped, then it's revealed, and that's hyped.
Yeah.
Right? So here we kind of knew Gojo was strong. Okay.
Yeah.
We had that kind of idea from episode 1, basically. And that was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Then we saw this, like, I think in episode 5 it was, there was a conversation between 2 like apparitions.
At the restaurant.
Yeah, at the restaurant.
At the restaurant, yeah.
And Volcano Dude was revealed, and he seemed very strong. Okay, he's an apparition that can talk, which is like, it's a big thing. He's probably extremely strong, and he's told like, okay, go kill this Gojo dude. Yeah. Okay, so basically what they did is they set up this Volcano Dude to be this epic reveal thing. And what was amazing about this like episode was that he went there, and what they revealed is not the Volcano Dude. It was Gojo Sensei. Yeah. They hyped Volcano Dude just so he can seem so small next to this god. Yeah. That just like deletes him from existence. and that's what I loved about it. It was like a really good setup.
Yeah,
To
that
show us even more of him.
that's the key. I was actually gonna say that, right? Like you brought up exactly the thing that I was gonna say, is that the setup has to be there for you to get hype with the show, you know. But they had it, and it was perfect. So yeah, that was a fun episode, man. There's like, I think there was like 2 episodes, but they're real good.
Yeah, it's so it's like it ends on the 5th, and I think it starts on the 5th and ends on the 6th.
Yeah. So I mean, I've got what, 2 maybe 3 episodes at this point. I don't know if episode 10's out or not, but
no, they released 9 yesterday.
Okay, so then I've got 2 episodes left to go. And I just want to see how strong Yuji's gonna get, because he has so many mentors around him. He's got obviously Gojo, right? But Gojo can't be around all the time because he's so powerful that he has to go off.
And they have a lot of like old Naruto vibes with like we're missing a lot of like in Naruto it used to be like Konoha was like a random village. They were missing a lot of people, so they had to send like people on more dangerous missions.
Right.
Not ready to deal with.
Definitely Naruto vibes, and so
a lot of senseis around him as well. With like the Kakashi is like, this is the equivalence to him. Then we get like the Enzo. I don't remember the name of like the other dude. He was.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
The dude with the wolves, right? Is it the dude with the wolves? The guy that has like shadow spirits that he can call when he does like a Naruto sign with his hands. Are you talking about that dude or some other dude?
No, it was some other dude.
Oh, some other dude.
Damn. He's a real nameless, okay?
I mean, there are a lot of people that they briefly introduced, and then they didn't really talk about them too much because like there's a lot going on in this story. So I mean, I don't really blame him for that.
So that's Jujutsu Kaisen. I really recommend it to whoever is not checking it out yet.
Highly recommend.
It's a great show. I hope that it continues as much as it can. Mappa is a very busy studio, so it's hard to know when sequels come out, but it's definitely worthwhile. Even whatever they have right now, I think it's very worthwhile.
So I mean, was this originally a manga? I don't know if you know.
Jujutsu Kaisen,
it's a manga. It is. I'm kind of curious to know whether or not how far we're gonna get with the first season. How many episodes?
How much it's gonna cover?
Yeah, like let's see. Episodes, how many episodes are we gonna have for this? Like 12? 24. No, 24. It says here 24. Oh, okay, man, that's, you know what? That's actually real cool, because I feel like the pacing is kind of fast. So that means that in 24 in 24 episodes, we're gonna cover a ton of material.
Like my hope is that the talked about tournament arc would last probably till like episode 19 or 20. Yeah. And they're gonna cover whatever is the start of the next arc. I feel like aftermath of tournament arc. Or possibly they could go again with the Naruto vibes and tournament arc gets interrupted. These are like the options here. I'm gonna go for option 3 if we're betting on it. I feel like this show has heavy influence and inspiration from Naruto, which
definitely,
like early days. I appreciate it. They're doing it in a very like nice way. I feel like I feel like it's a good thing.
Yeah, I like Naruto. I mean, I watched that when I was, how old was I? I must have been, in high school when I was watching Naruto. I don't know. I mean,
I was in elementary school.
That show came out a long time ago, right? And then actually, I remember that I didn't even get into it until the second half. I think there was like a time skip, right? And then it's like Naruto Shippuden came out, and then everybody was like, "Oh man, this is the best," right? And so I remember I really loved Naruto back then when that was airing, and then somewhere before the big ninja war, I didn't like quite keep up with it as I used to, because this was like over years of this thing coming out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I think
it was many years.
Yeah, the core stuff is good though.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's. I mean, so one show that I haven't gotten to at all was I don't know if you're familiar with the English. The English title is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon, right? Or Danmachi. And
Yeah.
I watched the first and second season, but I have not watched this. I think this is the third season, right? I haven't watched.
It is.
I haven't kept up. I haven't watched the season at all. I haven't started on it. But I really like the first season. A lot of people have their problems with it. You know, the second season was okay to me. So I don't know. Have you checked this show out at all?
So I watched the first season. I
Yeah.
watched the second season. I've started watching the third, and I stopped.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's very indicative because I didn't really like the first and second seasons.
Gotcha.
I felt like it was like I don't know if like pacing was a bit too slow for me, like or characters were like these are characters that I've generally seen, so
Yeah.
they weren't like too fun for me to watch, like
No,
the relationship there or like the matchups there. I don't know. It's like it's a fun idea.
Yeah.
As a social thing, like social interactions in a dungeon. But as like a long time D&D player and like a lot of D&D type shows that I've already watched, I feel like I've seen most of the things they're exploring in this way or another.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it's not that I think it's necessarily not good, just that like I kind of lost interest.
No, I kind of feel the same way, I suppose, and that's probably the reason why I haven't even started on the third season yet. Is because like halfway through the second season, I was like, this is kind of just okay, like I was really just like, I think I'm just watching this just because I like the first season, that kind of vibe, right? Where you just like, you're not really into it, but you're just watching it anyways.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I won't.
We'll see.
Yeah, but I totally understand where you're coming from about like the character, like having seen this stuff before, right? Because I kind of sort of felt the same way too.
I hear you.
Yeah. Are there any other shows that maybe I'm sleeping on? Because I'm sure that you've probably checked out more than I have this season.
So we talked already about Majo, which is
we did, yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like the dark horse of this season is probably Majo. Nobody expected this show to be good. It's from a nobody studio,
C2C?
and that's not a name of a studio exactly. It's just like C2C. I can like open up their like repertoire.
Yeah.
Like you can see on my stream, this is nothing. They're like they haven't done anything before. This is their first like show that anybody took notice of.
Yeah.
So it had no business being this good. It has very good music. The animation is very good.
It's real good.
Again,
yeah.
for like a low budget show.
Yeah.
I personally feel like the main character is a breath of fresh air in the fantasy genre. She's like she's very obviously flawed, but not in any way that's like extremely dramatic. She's very aware of what's going on around her. She's a very good observer. Like we get to experience a lot of stories through her.
Yeah.
Because obviously we get like her point of view of everything, but I feel like she sends a very good story at the end of episodes. Like this also is an episodical type show.
It is, yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like this show is doing a very good job at that.
I think so too. I mean, what I like about Elena is that she's very neutral. We talked a little bit about this last time.
Yep.
I had actually caught up on this show last time. I haven't watched the latest episode, but
it just came out yesterday.
Yeah, but she's different. She's just not your normal person. Because like I think that in anime specifically, your protagonist is usually going to be that hero character.
Yeah.
And Elena is just not that. She just she cares, and that's what's interesting, right? There are a couple episodes where it's obvious that she does care about other people, but she's not gonna risk her life for no good reason.
Yeah, and I feel like the thing that's usually the reason why hero characters are so unique is that they will attract your like admiration and that you aspire to connect to them, and that's where like your like a connection with the character comes from. You're like, I want to be like this
Mm-hmm.
character. This aspect of him is
Yeah.
something that I appreciate. And with Elena, it's kind of they're going for the opposite here. This is something I find myself doing. Is the kind of feeling I get after watching an episode of Majo. Like
Yeah.
sometimes from caring too much about about myself, I avoid this. Like I am not trying hard enough in that. I am not involved enough in this. So that's the kind of sentiment I feel like is portrayed here.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something I rarely see in anime. It's like it's extremely rare, and I don't know. I feel like it's very nice, like kind of way to pass these like stories.
Yeah, and the thing is that like, so I agree with you. It's very rare, but I think that there's a reason why it's so rare, and part of it is because like, and so like I like her character, but I think that a lot of people probably wouldn't like this show for the very same reasons that we kind of like it. You know, like a lot of people,
I can see that.
Yeah, like a lot of people want to see that hero, right? And the reason, part of the reason why hero stories work so good is because you wanna, you know, first of all, you want to relate to a character, but also you want to see them do something that you're not capable of, right? So so there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely very detached.
She's
like,
very
she's
detached.
she's kind of a genius.
Yeah.
Which already makes her different to most of us. Then like you put her in this situation where she's just like, okay, I'm gonna leave my family and do my thing, but you don't follow her every step. You jump between like what you're following is like the stories she wants to tell you, kind of. Because you jump like 2 years here, 1 year there. You don't really get her story. You get stories that she sees. So it's like it's definitely like this show is not probably going for like the extreme connection with the character more than it's trying to convey like the sentiment of the stories.
Yeah.
And her like connection to the stories.
Yeah, actually, you know something, that is an amazing point actually, because you've just made me realize that a lot of these episodes, as episodic as they are not even necessarily about Elena, right?
Yeah.
Like she's just there and stuff happens around her, but she's not the main character. Like other people are kind of the main character in those episodes.
Each episode.
Yeah, I hadn't even wow, actually, yeah, that's like just now like hitting me, you know, that she's kind of like
through life being a sidekick.
She's basically the side character of this show, and we see it from her point of view, you know. Yeah, that's insane. Wow, I didn't even think about that, and it's somehow working. You know what's so actually the real cool thing about that though is that a lot of, you know, this isn't the first time that a show has tried to make like a side character be really cool, but a lot of times it doesn't work because it's harder to relate to the side characters, or to, you know, want to see the action from the side characters point of view. And I think that one of the reasons for that is because people like to watch characters that take action, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and Elena is, you know, sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't, and so it kind of just breaks that mold that we're used to.
Yeah, so anyway, if you're looking for something different, Majo no Tabi Tabi, definitely something you should check out this season. It is different. That's we can agree on that.
Yeah, and sometimes a little like sad. I don't know if a sad is the right word. Maybe like
if we consider the episode from last week, I would say yes. It just deals with
that last episode was kind of creepy. I don't know about sad.
No, I just mean the ending. The ending was kind of sad.
Oh yes, yeah. The ending was sad.
So yeah, this show deals a bit with like darker.
It is darker.
Subjects.
Yeah, it is darker for sure.
Then at least darker than you'd expect. It's not like we haven't seen this kind of things.
Yeah.
Just this show looks a bit more colorful.
It does. Yeah, that's true. And the first episode kind of makes you think it might be different too. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would recommend it. I think it's worth watching.
Yeah. It gets the recommend.
For sure.
It gets the like button.
Gets the like. I have not started on Tonikaku Kawaii, but I mean, this is a rom-com. I mean, like, I haven't even heard about people talking about this show.
Okay, let me just put the premise here. Okay.
All right.
Because the premise is the key to this show. Okay, so I'm just gonna set up everything I'm saying is gonna be part of the first episode, maybe in the first like 5 to 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So, guy is called NASA by his parents.
Oh boy.
That's his name. He's a very determined person.
Yeah.
Okay. Guy gets run over by truck, saved by girl. Almost bleeds to death.
Oof.
She calls him an ambulance. He falls in love with her because of her like
sure.
how
Hero
she
complex.
looked like. Yeah, she saved him, and she looks amazing at night. And he's like, "Wow, she's so cute." He like literally says, "Oh, she looks so cute," as he's bleeding to death. Then like instead of waiting for the ambulance, it's like went through there, and he's like following her to the bus station. And he's like, "Will you date me?" And she says, "Sure, if you marry me."
What?
And it seems kind of like a joke. Then he collapses.
Yeah.
He doesn't see her. Then like 3 years later, and he says yes, like without hesitation, and he collapses. Okay. Then like he doesn't see her anymore. He wakes up in a hospital. 3 years later, he's living alone. And she shows up at his door. And she's like, "Yo, let's get that marriage certificate
thing."
And he's like,
weird.
"Oh,
yeah,
let's do that." And that's the show.
And that's the show. Okay. So kind of weird.
I'm gonna say it's very funny. Very funny is an exaggeration. It's a rom-com, okay?
It's a rom-com. It's a rom-com. Like I'm not gonna judge it, right?
Yeah.
You know,
it's like it keeps the laughs like on a medium to high, but never reaches like a peak. You're never like bursting here. You're just kind of like laughing along with the episode. Like... Yeah,
that's funny.
You're just having fun with it. It's very cute. It's very like fluffy kind of show. Okay. It's a nice watch if you're looking for something warm like that. And I'm gonna get to that hopefully later, because there's something that I came to watch the past week. So let me just make sure we're not like glossing over anything that should be talked about. Higurashi got a remake. I was wondering if that's a remake or a sequel. It's definitely a remake.
What is it called?
Higurashi no Naka Koroni. And it has like Go in the middle. At the end, sorry.
Did I? A remake, you said?
So I originally thought it might be a sequel, because it's based on a light novel, basically, with a lot of routes. So things could seem like a sequel if they change things. Basically, it's a remake, but they changed a bit of like like plot and like all sorts of like events that happen that they show. Just for like people who already watched the old one, probably because they want them to be able to enjoy this while not being strange to new people. Because Higurashi is kind of weird. Okay. If you like all sorts of like horror stuff, or like all sorts of like visual novel type shows where they follow a lot of routes, then this is a fun show to watch. I think Higurashi is generally good. Personally, I recommend the old one, but my actual take is whichever one you'll watch first, you'll probably like more.
That makes sense.
So, just because it's like very based on like the thrill of the show, like not knowing what's gonna happen. Now I already know what's gonna happen, so probably the first one will never be like matched. By any remake.
Makes sense.
So yeah, that's generally on Higurashi. You didn't watch Higurashi, right?
No. So you're saying that I should watch? I might as well watch the remake then, right?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Again, it didn't end, but it seems like generally on the same vibes. They're doing like the same order of stories. They're just showing them a bit differently. So yeah, whichever one you watch, I think both of them are good. Both of them are fun. Yeah, let me just like go real quick. See.
I'll let you scroll through it because you probably know it better than me.
Okay, I'm not talking about Golden Kamuy, even though I'm watching it. I'm not a big fan of
Golden Kamuy. I actually watched like most of the first season. I don't remember why I didn't finish it, because I remember I was like liking it. So, and I actually know more than one person who says that Golden Kamuy is like one of their favorites.
Golden
So I
Kamuy
mean,
is like,
I don't know
it's
how you
very
feel about it.
fun, kind of adventure type
Mhm.
show. The action is very good, but the thing with Golden Kamuy for me is
Yeah.
that I'm not really invested in it. Like I could
Ah.
stop watching it any day, and I wouldn't care.
Gotcha.
Like if tomorrow I'm not catching another episode, then I'm like, okay,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, I think
So
maybe.
I'm never talking about it too much.
Yeah, I can. I think that that's like the vibe that if I ever get into that mindset, then normally I just will end up not watching more episodes.
Hmm.
You know.
I just have too much free time.
Yeah.
So that's basically it for me with this show. We have like okay, I'm like there's free shows here that are like that I'm watching, but I do not recommend them. I'm watching them because I have too much time. This is the isekai that is the same as all the others, but kind of different a bit of
Yeah.
the season. I'm standing on 1,000 lives, I think, or 100,000 lives.
Yeah.
This is I'm supposed to be a very smart uh, like protagonist, and I trick people, and at some point like I deal with other people, and now it's like in London type show. It doesn't
Yeah.
do it's like it's based on Moriarty from Sherlock.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's not bad. This is a IWGP, which started very good. It has like how I say this. This show has a lot of style. It feels very good. It feels kind of like trying to go for the vibe of Durarara, but the characters are just
not there.
so yeah. So there's like 3 characters that are there, maybe 2 or 3, and the rest just like you look at them and like how you saw Durarara, right?
Yeah.
Or Bakano at least.
Yeah, I saw Bakuna for sure. Yeah.
And so the characters there, usually you look at them and you can see there's something going behind them. Then there's like an episode that would like explore them.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
you just see characters and you
They
don't
don't.
really get more of them. You don't really
Gotcha.
get an episode for them as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of them just like fall pretty
They
flat.
just like stay in the background, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like this picture is pretty indicative. Like the 3 in the front here are the 3 that I was talking about, that you kind of get like some stuff with, and the rest are kind of faceless. Yes, these are like some game adaptations. This is like a show about a gymnastic dude. It's kind of it went too silly in my opinion. This show could have been more serious. It's kind of entertaining, but I wouldn't stress too much about it. It's about like a gymnastic dad who won medals before and is trying one last time after like a lot of failures that he's had recently. He's trying to go for the Olympics one more time, and he's also raising his daughter alone. But they are leaning very hard on the comedy here instead of like the drama of it, which is
I
like
feel
for me
like
it's kind of a shame.
that sounds
It
like
had a lot of potential.
that sounds like a drama setup to me, just from the description. Yeah.
Wait, let me just like read this one.
Sure.
First season only. Some of the chars hate. Hey,
Yeah.
what? I'm not sure what
I think that was about some show you were hating on just a second ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, okay.
Oh, Durarara.
Durarara, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I get that. And last show, I don't think you're watching Osomatsu-san, right?
No, I mean,
Osomatsu-san is weird to get into.
Osomatsu-san is not my vibe. You know that I understand that other people like it a lot.
No, it's not mine as well.
Yeah, it's just not my vibe.
You can go ham. So Osomatsu-san basically is like a whole like, it's the biggest effort to be a big pop culture meme show. In my opinion, like after Gintama, basically. I don't know. It has fun skits, but generally, I feel like most of the time I'm not really laughing, and it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it. So, I mean, I tried to get into the first season that aired like a couple years back, I think, and just yeah, it's just not my vibe.
So I did the same thing. Then people showed me some clips of like an Attack on Titan reference they were making, which was kind of funny. I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch the rest. And then like the rest wasn't that funny. So yeah, that's how I felt about Zootopia. I feel like it's a different kind of humor.
Yeah.
So talking about Tonika Kawaii made me think about one show that I picked up from Yomal. I looked at Yomal at place 11. If you sort it by score,
I guess
know that
yeah,
like
let me
scores
see.
are not sorted.
Let me see.
But if you just sort it by score,
Tsuki ga kirei.
Yeah. So this is a show that originally
Whoops, I'm not. Yeah, there you go.
I didn't watch because it came out 2017 in June. Which first of all, like I was abroad at the time, was in Europe.
Okay.
I was like I was after like a really like big breakup kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was just like
So
I don't feel
like I don't want to watch any romance right now.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Into that. Okay?
I feel that.
I watched one episode and I was like, oh fuck this show.
Yeah. I get that.
Last week, like after episode, I was just like, okay, let's just have a look.
Check it out. Let's just check it out.
And yeah, I saw it was like he rated it a 9. Okay, it couldn't be wrong. We only do good takes here.
This is 100% correct takes here, right?
And I was like, okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. It has such a. It feels so fluffy to watch this show.
Yeah,
but it's very filling.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I don't think I've talked about this show yet. So since you're starting to watch it, I won't like.
I'm halfway.
I'm
halfway through.
There's really not like spoilers or anything.
Yeah, it seems
but like
I mean, like
you know what? So what the reason why I scored this show highly? There's 2 reasons. One, I really like the ending. 2, it's just different from your average romance show because a lot of anime romances rely really heavily on that comedy aspect. And also it's like when the couple get together, that's the end. That's it. Right? But this show is not like that. You know, it's like it starts when they get together.
Yeah, they start in like episode 3 or something already. Yeah. They're already getting together. Yeah. And like watching this, like my actually like usually I try to take like note of one thing that's like unique about any show that I watch to make sure I can remember it. Yeah. If I don't remember it, then it's like, okay, why am I watching this?
Why am I watching it?
So this show, something that I found really interesting is that the kids there seem very like how would I say this? A lot of them seem very vulnerable. Like in like ways that you usually don't show as like bluntly.
I see.
Like the reactions are very raw a lot of the times for characters. Like you can get like moments in rom-coms or like romance animes that like somebody like he gets a date and goes like yeah, but you never watch them like after that watch them like smile to themselves and kind of like bury themselves in the bed or like that just happened like last episode and I was like wow, that was like really real because like that moment like you kind of like try to contain yourself but you can. Or like there was a moment where the girl was waiting for him. They set up like a date in like a school trip and she was waiting for him, and usually like there's like a moment where in most shows like would be like an issue, but actually it wasn't. She was just like, dude, I waited for you. It was like
what the hell?
That made me really sad to wait for you there.
Yeah.
And that was just like, oh, that was superhuman. Just like a normal reaction.
So yeah, that's one of the things that I like, because like, okay, so another rom-com trope is that like miscommunication thing and now we hate each other. So that happens in this show. They do miscommunicate sometimes, but they're, you know, very, you know, grown up about it. They sort it out. They're like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I made you wait, my bad. You know, like like, that's cool.
The teacher confiscated my phone. I didn't mean to keep you waiting.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's really awesome. You don't see that in anime. You know, they try and put a lot of bullshit in there to like up the drama. But there's
but it's also supposed to work with the comedy, but this show is like going very subtle about it.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that like there is still drama in this show, but they have the capability as, you know, humans to like sort it out. And it's
also like it feels a lot of the tension coming up from them as characters instead of like the trope of like misunderstanding of like he likes my friend or like so like if that exists there, but like she has tension because she's like in the track club and people have expectations from her and she's like a superstar. She's actually very like tense as a person. She's like she has like trouble like performing in front of a crowd, and then she like carries that stress and like it affects her relationship. I felt like it was very clear to see like where the stress come from in this show, and like why do things happen.
That's a good point. I had actually forgotten about that aspect of her character until you mentioned it, because they actually call attention to it multiple times, because she has like a beanbag thing, right?
Yeah, and she has this thing she fidgets with.
Yeah, she fidgets with it to help calm herself down, and that's like, you know, people do stuff like that, you know, when they're trying to cope with their stress or their anxiety or whatever. It's just very real, right? So yeah, like it's raw, you know, like how you said before, you know, just totally agree.
Okay, I feel like we totally covered this season.
Yeah.
And I can close this. Any chart 2020. No need for it. Nope. So the next episode we're gonna do a yearly roundup, right? So right before we do that,
yeah, I think that we should, because it'd be cool if we could talk about, you know, what we are thinking is like, I don't know, it might be kind of hard to just decide on one anime of the year, right? But it'd be cool if we could.
Trying. You know, to call him JuxtaPoser because he likes to juxtapose stuff. So I'm definitely up for it. Before we do it, that means like the one after will just be the next year. So I think it'd be nice if we just look.
Oh, because we're gonna do every other week.
Coming up for us.
So we're gonna do every other week, right? So that means that on the 19th would be the next one, and then on the 2nd would be the one after that.
Yeah, if you're alive on the 2nd. I mean, it could. We could like postpone it.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how party.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'll probably be good.
But it will be the next year.
It will be. Yeah, it will be for sure. So because like I don't want to go too much longer, otherwise we're gonna like start going over the 1 hour mark for this time. Because I know that we kind of wanted to talk about like next season stuff, but you know something, maybe we can. It's okay to just hold off on that until next year, right? Because then by then we'll have like I think we'll actually have episodes of the winter season out.
We might start getting episodes,
right, like the first let's see, let me just check real quick. So if I go winter 2021, I mean, it says here that like some stuff is starting soon.
I mean, the first show starts 8th. Tomorrow.
Yeah, with Attack on Titan, right?
Attack on Titan.
That's gonna be hype. I think we might have to spend like the first, you know, 10 minutes or next episode talking about Attack on Titan.
We might have to unload that.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that. But there's a lot.
I'm just gonna put it there. I think the next season might be one of the biggest like season juggernauts that we've had in like years.
A long time. Yeah, years for sure. There's so many good shows that are gonna be out.
Amazing shows. A lot of very expected sequels, ends to shows that been going off for years. New things that are coming up that everybody's very excited for.
Yeah, so... man, like, you know, I'm gonna have to be on top of my anime next season because it's gonna be like crazy.
It's gonna be a rough one, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it there. Also, some very good movies coming out. So yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah, we'll see how we do.
Oh, the Evangelion movie.
Yeah, the Evangelion movie, the Gintama last movie as well.
Natsume Yujincho, I know people like that.
Yep, it's coming out.
Princess Principal, I liked that show. So I think the 2nd season aired recently.
I watched Princess Principal because the OP was dope, And I'm
Oh, the
glad
OP
it
was
was.
real good. Yeah, you know something? When I went into Princess Principal, I didn't think it was gonna be a good show, and then it turned out that I liked it a
True.
lot.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, shoot, I might watch that movie too. All right.
Eurocamp season 2. I know a lot of
Oh
people
yeah,
are waiting for that.
I've been waiting for that one. I like Eurocamp.
Beastars season 2 is coming. We got 2 shows from Haruaku Saibo, which a lot of people loved.
Yep.
We're ending probably the last season of Nanatsu no Taizai probably is coming out. Yeah.
It's gonna be good
And
stuff.
of course, again, Attack on Titan is gonna finish.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be real good stuff. Well, so yeah, so we did. I mean, I'm actually really excited for next episode too, because I do like, you know, talking about anime of the year type stuff. You know, maybe we can loop in one more person, because I have a friend that, you know, he doesn't watch like as much anime as we do, but enough that he could probably talk about like anime of the year.
Yeah, that would
So
be great.
you know, I'm not saying that we'll do it, but like maybe I might want to have a guest on for next time.
Okay.
We'll see.
No, I'm definitely down. I feel like the categories we should be focusing on is like anime of the year. Like,
oh,
try
you want
to
to
figure out
do like a anime of the year per category?
I feel like oh, the Spider Isekai is next season as well. Yep, the Spider Isekai is also coming.
Spider Isekai.
And usually I'm not excited about isekais, but this one seems to be a banger.
Well,
okay?
hold on. Is that new?
It's coming up next season. It's one of the Juggernaut season that's coming out. XARM is coming out. So many good things, I promise.
I mean,
there's
actually,
a new volleyball show as well.
I want to sneak in some discussion about like isekai anime in general, because you weren't here the one time. Well, not today. Because we're gonna be going over the 1 hour mark, but like, you weren't around when we had that isekai discussion like a couple weeks back. Because you were in class that day, but yeah, I wanna chat about isekai.
There's some isekai talk.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Real isekai talk.
So next time probably won't have time, and the time after that probably won't have time, because we're gonna be just like loaded on anime. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try. It's always on my mind. It's always on my mind, so I'll sneak it in somehow.
Okay, I see. Yeah. So next time is gonna be of the year kind of episode.
So we'll do. I mean, we could talk about it more. On Discord.
Show you some categories that I think are like cool to go over.
Okay, for sure.
And yeah, and we'll have a guest, which will be maybe a guest.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, if you have anybody in mind, too, you know, that'd be I'll be down for that.
Okay, I'll see. We'll talk about it. We'll sort it out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll sort it out. You know, who knows?
So. Yeah, well, I think we're closing, right? I think it's time that we close it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good stopping point, more or less. We spent a lot of time talking about Nana and Jujutsu Kaisen.
I mean, yeah, they're
really good shows.
I feel like talking about Nana this season is important, because a lot of people like talk about it, then like the other half just completely didn't hear of it. Yeah, and it might be because of the technical part where that you brought up.
It's because it's on Funimation. It's not on Crunchyroll, and like the thing is that, like, you know, I sometimes I don't want to deal with like tracking down, you know, these episodes on these bootleg sites, right? And I have Crunchyroll already, so when I get home or like, you know, after work, I just want to chill. Like, I just want to turn on Crunchyroll and it's there, you know, and I don't have to think about it.
See that.
So yeah, the fact that it's not on Crunchyroll, I think that like a lot of people just probably haven't heard of Nana.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I know people who, when I told them about it, were kind of like surprised. Yeah. They didn't really hear of it. Yeah. So I can definitely see that.
Well, I'm gonna try and promote it more. You know.
Oh, it's time.
It's time.
We're gonna push. We're gonna push it.
It's time to push it. Yeah, this is a good show.
Okay. I'm gonna go post Nana Mall link.
Yeah.
To people.
On the Discord, send it to people and be like, this is what's up. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think we're good for this time.
It's time to close it. Thanks for everybody for dropping by.
Yeah.
Listen to some chill anime talk.
Indeed.
And yeah, we don't do outros, right? We just like
we don't really do outros. I think
we just finish our tea and we move on.
I mean, I think eventually it would be cool if we had like an animation thing, you know. But I could make one. I know how to make like animated intros and outros. I could do that.
Okay, let's
But for next time, we'll figure it out for next time. We'll figure it out for next time. It doesn't gotta be this time.
Okay.
All right.
Small incremental growth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah.
So
peace out, everybody.
Peace out.
It was a lot of fun.
Indeed.
And yeah, stay cool. Watch anime.
Ending stream.